From the Black Swan Media Studios, deep inside a secret underground bunker, we're speaking to freedom-loving patriots from all around the country and the world. Welcome to the Resistance. This is John Crump, live.
Hey, what's up, everyone? It's just me and my friend Rogue Banshee and Rich, and this is a little hangout. I haven't done a video on my main channel in a couple days. I've been down with a couple different things. One, massive headaches, which always sucks, and also insomnia, which really sucks, because when you get insomnia, it's not like you don't get tired. You get tired, you just can't sleep.
So, Crump, I heard that the headaches will go away if you make a payment to the company that gave you the brain implant.
They're out of business.
Yeah, but they still want money monthly. They said the headaches will go away.
Yeah. We have Live Life out there, Johnny Barr, Rogue Banshee, who's also in the channel, Jason. We're going to be talking about. I want to talk to you a little bit about drones and stuff too, because I know you're into that. Kirk 24. Who else is out there? Zanti Misfit, Chris Bullis, Rip Curl Readiness, Reason PTV, Marconi Armory, MK Outdoor Journal, Roddy Rolls, Wesley Foster, Jason is out there. Another Jason. So there's a lot of people out there. With the Deadpool. I love Deadpool. I really do. So this is a chance for anyone out there who wants to ask any questions. You can ask any questions, because there is a couple of different things going on. In California, they ruled that you can't shut down gun shows because it violates the First Amendment and the Second Amendment. Yeah, I was going to do a video on that, but like I said, all this week I've just been getting.
Hey, John, I'll do the videos for you. We'll just put your face there and I'll clone your voice.
Yeah, you can do that. We don't have to do that, man. We can just clone the faces. Rich has discovered Deepfakes. So yeah, so he done a deep fake of Dark, the one of CRS firearms.
Yep. Yeah, there's this software that just allows you to clone people's voices. It's ridiculous.
Yeah,
wasn't there a lawsuit going on right now for?
I checked the box that said I'm not a bad guy and I'm not going to do bad things, so that makes it okay.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was trying to think. There's like there's two actresses that are like pissed about their voices being cloned, and it's like, what the hell are you going to do about it? I mean, there's nothing you can do.
The technology is only going to get better and better. Oh, by the way, you can buy my book, Masters of Firepower, available. And
the hard copy?
I got a hard copy.
So when you send me my book that's signed, you can send me the other stuff I asked you to send.
I'd say what? I didn't see that in my mailbox.
Well, I haven't mailed any of them out, so whoops. You can buy it on Amazon. I'll get you one. Don't worry.
He'll hand it to you directly at SHOT Show.
If
you going to SHOT this year?
I don't know.
Crumpy always does this. I don't know. Is it in my basement? If it's not my basement, highly unlikely.
Yeah. Kirk 24. Hit me up on Instagram. I'll send you the information. But yeah, Almost is out there too. What are the chances the gun ban crowd uses deepfakes on a legit mass shooting tragedy to drive the narrative to change the outcome of a national election in the near future? Right now, it's still detectable. It's still detectable, that
Yeah.
the stuff that we have, but it's going to get to the point where it's going to be almost
except for the stuff that the
indistinguishable.
NSA has.
Yeah, it's going to get to the point where it's almost indistinguishable, and that's a scary thing for a lot of different reasons. There, like I was telling Rich, there was a deep fake. This guy like did a whole like 4-minute segment of the Joe Rogan podcast with two guys
Wow.
discussing aliens, how aliens are. It wasn't like to try to fool anyone. It was just like, hey, look, this is what you can do. And they were discussing aliens and how like did we have proof that they built the pyramids and like they're in power and there's lizard people. It was kind of cool and it was hardly noticeable. Now you can run it through some like analytics machines that it will be able to tell you if it's fake or not. But for
See,
people, we
I
don't
think
have access to that.
you're old enough to remember the TV show V, right?
Mm-hmm.
See, that's all that happened. They're really the lizard people are just really running everything.
The non-searchable
What
database.
what planet are the lizard people from, John?
Oh, Nibiru.
Nibiru.
I
Okay.
got a story about that, Jason. Oh, this is far off I know.
Okay.
What a chance! Steve Dedebach talked about a non-searchable registry. Okay, this is the issue with this. The registry is in PDF format. It just has OCR turned off, which you can turn on within 15 seconds.
Few seconds. Yeah. You hit the drop down, check the box.
Yeah, it's literally 2 clicks.
Oh, it's not a searchable database.
Yeah. What are your thoughts on the upcoming pending SCOTUS with Rahimi? Okay, let's all take this one. Anybody want to go first? Do you want me to go first?
Rahimi is the crook.
I'll go first. Yeah, Rahimi is a bad dude. He is not a good dude. He was actually, the domestic violence was the least of his concerns. He threatened people with firearms and done a bunch of different things. They got one charge dropped. This is the case that the anti-gunners wanted to go to the Supreme Court. There is another case. It involves a guy that was busted for theft, like theft from a store, like 30 years ago. But it was like one of the two cases. Either that or Rahimi was going to go up. Rahimi went up in front of the Supreme Court. Now, this is very dangerous for us because this is the case that the anti-gunners wanted because they can push their narrative that Bruin has to be walked back, and I think that's what they're going to do. Roberts scares me on this one, and Amy Coney Barrett scares me on this one.
Yeah.
You think the Supreme Court is going to walk Bruin back?
Okay. Kavanaugh, Gorsuch, Alito, and Thomas. They won't. Amy Coney Barrett and Roberts are the ones that worry me.
Wow.
I always thought that it was going to get overturned. It was just a matter of time. I didn't think it would be coming up quite this fast.
Well, I don't think they're going to walk back Bruin to the point where it was before, but I'm afraid that it'll be walked back. They'll bring back some type of public safety thing, which will be exploited.
So, in other words, a two-step process as to how your rights get applied.
Yeah, public safety, intermediate scrutiny. I have a feeling. I don't think it will come back totally, but I think there's a chance that it might come back. But right now, I just don't know. It's going to be interesting. I know they want to roll Bruin back.
Well, of course they want to roll Bruin back. I mean, that's everything. It's destroying everything that they bring up the court.
And,
So of course
and
they
it
want it
makes
rolled
sense that they would want to do that because that ruins. I mean, that's why New York State and other places, other states, I should say, are dragging their feet on compliance.
Yeah, they're trying to stall it
Yeah.
as much as possible because they're hoping that there was a case with some really, really bad guy.
Yep.
Now, do I think Bruin has not Bruin? Do I think Rahimi has a right to a firearm if he's not in jail? I absolutely do. But he's one of the guys that should have been in jail.
Yeah, I
I'll
I
check it out.
forget. I don't know if it was Four Boxes Diner or somebody. They said they.
Four Boxes Diner, by the way, writes for Amalan now.
Oh, does he?
Mark?
Okay, is that new or?
Yeah, that was as of about a month ago.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. I think he said there was a way to get around the 2A issue on Rahimi without even touching the Second Amendment.
Yeah, there is. I'm just worried a little bit. Oh, Dark must have saw that we were on my main channel.
Oh boy.
All right, you're on John Crump News?
Yeah.
No, I saw that you were live with the Rogue Banshee. So
Okay.
I wanted to come on.
Yeah. So
See, everybody that
he's
likes
really
Dark,
because I'm here.
Yeah.
every,
we're doing-
everybody that likes Dark, put not familiar in the chat.
Oh, come on, man. Why you got to do me like that?
yeah,
Hey, guess
if you
what's
don't know-
done? Guess what's done?
Oh, you just want to come on and show your Geisley Super Duty.
Well,
You know,
that's actually not the Geisley Super Duty, but
I can get.
Oh, that's the frag out.
yeah.
I can get
Oh.
Geisley Super Duties for cheap.
Oh well, holler at me, man. Let's do it.
Yeah.
But
I
it-
just
it's
got
because,
the
they have like for military and government discounts.
oh, and you're a Fed, so
I'm a
you get
Fed, yes.
discount. Yeah, nice.
The
Rogue
People
Banshee.
find out that that's not a joke.
Who Dark who? Well, so okay, there's a difference between the federal government cutting your checks and you
The federal
actually.
government doesn't cut my checks.
Oh well, okay. A company that's contracted by a company that's contracted a company that was developed by a company who was contracted by the federal government cuts your checks.
Now it sounds like he works for the CIA.
I know, right?
I mean, that's not too far removed.
I mean, how many shell companies do we got to overturn here to see?
20, same as Biden's,
No, okay. Honestly,
and 10% to the big guy.
I'm going to list every government agency. Oh my god,
Dude, look at everybody. All my viewers are like, "Who's Dark?"
Dude, that's a picture of me when I had my surgery on my shoulder.
No way. Is that
No way.
Who would share that picture with the world?
Who? I can't believe it.
Okay, now, I'm going to be honest with you, for everyone out there. These are the government agencies that I have contracted with that I can.
Oh hell no! I'm not here for that. I'm leaving. Just kidding.
NSA, State Department, DHS.
Is that it?
So
So you delivered packages?
not safe
Oh, it's
for
DHL.
Play,
I'm sorry.
Department of High School, not safe for ass play, and who was the other? What was the other one?
DHS.
DHS. That's Department of High School.
Yeah.
Department of High Schools and Central Endoscope agents. I don't remember.
Yeah, I never worked with Central Industry. I worked at JSOC.
Okay, they sell excellent crew socks. So I just saw that Rogue Banshee was on there and on here, and I had to come in and say hello. I promise I was not trying to simp for viewers on your main
I
channel.
know it doesn't matter. I don't care. I don't care if you do.
But since I'm here, just kidding.
So next question. Anyone else has any questions? I know there's a lot going on, and there's not a lot going on. This week has been kind of slow. I do want to talk about a situation in Dark. I want you to stick around because
Okay.
I gave it a few days to see if this would hit the national news, and it didn't. It's only been the local news.
Okay, what are we talking?
There was an incident in Ashburn.
Oh,
That was the link you sent me, right?
Yeah. In Ashburn. Ashburn is Loudoun County is the most affluent county in the country.
Which
And
is where John lives, by the way.
Yeah, where I live at.
Yeah.
And Ashburn is the most affluent part of Loudoun County.
Yeah.
So you would think it would low crime, you would think it'd be safe.
And John lives in the poor neighborhood.
I do live in the poor neighborhood. I will say that.
Where all homes are 7 figures.
It is
Low
not
7
much trash.
figures.
It's low 7 figures. I mean, you got the high 7 figures out there, but
Well, yeah, but is there a such thing as low 7 figures? It's
yeah.
$1 million. Okay, sorry.
What
All right, let me
Zillow say
stop.
my place is?
Okay. So
All right, so continue. And I'm not too far from Crump, by the way. I'm not too far away from him.
yeah.
I'm
So
surprised she's just go knock on his door to jump on the show. That would have been funny.
I mean, I've actually done that before.
you've done that before. So what happened was there was a woman that was walking broad daylight, middle of the day, on a Monday?
Monday, Tuesday. A young woman,
It was
not
Monday.
a girl, right? Yeah, and
Well,
I
it
know
was
you said
in the
woman.
20s.
I'm just saying, yeah, a young woman.
Yeah, in the 20s.
Yeah.
Some guy pulled up on a Hummer, punched her in the face, threw her in the car. Luckily, someone called the cops.
They literally saw it happen.
They were like 20 seconds away. They were like a block away. So it led to a big chase that went all across Northern Virginia. And it ended up in Vienna, which is another nice area of Virginia.
Yeah.
Where they stopped him. Then he tried to carjack a car in Vienna to get away.
Oh, did he really? I didn't hear that.
Yeah. So it turned out that the guy was a human trafficker.
Yeah. And he was taking that young woman to put
Human
her
trafficker.
in the
Yeah.
cycle of
Yeah, this is the first I'm hearing of this.
Yeah, I figured it would be kind of big news because.
But if there was a gun, it would be all over the place.
Oh my God!
Yeah, well, if she had a gun, it probably would have ended up differently.
No, I'm just saying, if there was a gun in here somewhere, it'd be all over the national news about how a gun was used.
So let me ask you this. So this conversation has come up several times, especially with, I support the Second Amendment, but right? Yeah. What do you guys think about a female in that exact situation? We've had conversations on all of our shows. I think literally all 4 of our shows where we talk about use of force.
Let me just answer this. He was a white guy.
Yeah. He is just involved with human trafficking.
So it didn't fit a narrative. That's the problem.
Well, no. If he was, I'm surprised they didn't say, "Hey, look at this white guy doing this."
Yeah, I mean,
it didn't fit a narrative.
Yeah, I think Banshee's right. What he's saying is that if he was a military age white male and a plate carrier with an AR that took a woman into human trafficking, oh my God, this man wearing a Gadsden flag patch, I think it would have taken a different right.
Person. If they saw he was a local Tea Party member,
Yeah, but let me ask you guys this, okay? So this has come up in several times. We've had conversations around.
So you're saying Hunter Biden did this?
Oh God, don't say that. We're on an actual news channel now too.
Oh.
So if when you're looking at like the force paradigm, right? It's important that people that carry a firearm literally use okay, so it's hard. So it's important that people that carry a handgun aren't meeting ordinary force with lethal force, right? Yes. De-escalation, escape, and avoidance is important. And I hear people all the time say, if someone punches me in the face, I'm just going to pull out my gun and shoot him. I'm like, what?
I probably would.
Okay, well, that's a bad move.
It would depend. It would depend on what state I'm in.
It would also depend on the situation. No, if you're being attacked.
It's nuanced, right? If some guy, if I'm with my family and some guy ran up and started like punching me, I'm probably gonna shoot him. If it was like some rando, because I don't know.
What? It's not lethal force.
No, but does he fear for his life?
Fear for his life. And if some guy ran up and I'm with my family and started punching me, I have no idea what this guy's trying to do. Don't know who he is.
I understand.
I'm gonna put him down.
Now, Dark, I agree. If I'm like walking down the street and someone trips me, I can't pull a gun out and shoot. But if if someone takes a swing at me and connects, it's a different story at that point.
So
Now, if it's someone who's like 4 foot tall that takes a swing and lands, I'm going to have a hard time explaining that one, right?
Well,
But if it's someone about my size,
it's nuanced.
it is nuanced. It depends on every situation, and I think it's important that anyone that makes the commitment to carry a handgun for preservation of innocent life, you also make a commitment to preserve life. Like
Well,
okay, so if somebody comes up and punches you, right? And then they are, are trying to fight you or continue to throw punches or whatever. Um, if you're, we have to make sure that we have open-handed skills, that we're able to, fight with other OC spray, flashlight to the dome piece, whatever other options other than ventilating them with HSTs. Because I think
Well,
that,
Biden says shoot him in the leg or use a shotgun.
I was thinking the same thing. I'm just going to start carrying a shotgun everywhere I go.
look,
I'm
Bud
just
Gamer
listening
says
to
you
the
do not have to
president.
meet force with equal force, which is true, and you do not know if someone is concealing, especially if I'm with my family.
Of course.
I'm not going to let it go. I'm going to err on the side of caution.
I'm not saying you have to meet, force with equal force. As a matter of fact, I generally err on the side of if you're ending up in a fair fight, then you've made a mistake. You've made an error somewhere in your planning, right? And at the same time, I also know, people that have ended up in a situation where they were not paying attention to what was going on around them. And I know a dude that got a $150 in front of Walmart. That is, someone pulled out a razor knife and cut him down the whole side of his face, because a guy bumped into his, like at the time, 8 or 9 year old, and he was like, "Hey, you could have said excuse me or something like that." And the guy turned around and said, "What?" He was like, "I'm just saying you could have said excuse me." And the guy walked
Hello?
closer and said, "What?"
Yeah, hi. I'm speaking with Richard Diffugers.
Yes.
Rich, are you
Rich, you got to
you
mute
need to
yourself,
mute
bud.
yourself.
Already.
God, man, you really need to learn how to toggle that mute. And I think he thought that the guy was actually saying like, "What?" Like I couldn't hear you, but what he was really saying is like, "What? What?" Like do something, right? The dude pulled out
His
a
egging was on.
yeah, the dude pulled out a blade very quickly, flicked it out, and it was one of those carpenter safety knives with a razor blade. And then he just opened them up from here. And guess what? His Glock 30S that he carried all the time was in his car. Like he,
That's useful.
yeah. So I mean, and these are all lessons that we can learn from, right? Um,
Always carry.
Yeah, never not carry. At home. I'm carrying right now, right? Like we all have to always carry, but also that is lethal
Always be
force.
carrying.
ABC, always be carrying.
ABC, always be carrying.
So I do think it's important to, have a plan to match force with greater force. However, I think matching ordinary force with lethal force, oh shucks, matching ordinary force with lethal force immediately is kind of cowardice, right? If someone,
Well, let's say you're with your daughter,
yeah.
and some guy started coming up to you, started punching you.
So this is where we're getting into nuance, right? One, I have open-handed skills. I am,
So do I. So blast them.
of course,
Just
but
because all it takes is one lucky hit, man. You have you ever
absolutely.
fought before? I've
Have
seen
I
some
ever
of the
fought
tough,
before?
like competition. Well, I've seen some of the toughest people.
I'm saying, you know me, son.
No, I've seen some of the toughest people go into fights with somebody that they should kill.
Oh yeah,
And
it's
just,
one connection.
just one connection. Boom.
Dude,
Just
look,
like that.
the fight where I think I would say I got worked over the most was with a very, very thin, about my size, but the dude was very, very thin, and he had reach on me like crazy because he was thin, wiry, fast, and he had reach beyond mine. He was able to weave in there and just sneak
Well,
in there, and he caught me a couple times. I've never been knocked out, but I have been like, when you get the flash and you're like, I am one tap away from being laid out, right?
Flash knockout. That's a concussion, by the way.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I should get that looked at.
Oh, there's nothing you can do about it right now.
Yeah.
We know Dark has TBIs. Let's
Oh,
face
yeah.
it.
I do.
100%. Yeah. I just out of nowhere will get totally enraged, throw stuff through windows, and then start crying, and then I don't know. I thought that was normal.
Yeah, that's where I got
You're
my
gonna
head.
get your ass red flagged.
I'm totally by the way, I'm totally joking. I am absolutely even keeled, and the people that actually know me know this.
But let me just say this. MMA, let's go to MMA for example. There was a fight back in the day where it was George St. Pierre, one of the greatest fighters of all time. And I wrestled him one time and he's fucking insane. But
hey, I thought John Crump News was family friendly.
yeah, it is. Whoops. But
Wolverine's mother.
Whoops.
Yeah. So
you said fire truck, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So George St. Pierre, one of the greatest fighters of all time, fought a guy named Matt Serra. Matt Serra won a competition to fight him for a chance at the championship to skip everyone else because he was in the top 10, right? George St. Pierre came in, Matt Serra on the button, George St. Pierre out cold.
Yep. Yeah.
Like in the rematch, he got freaking destroyed. Yeah. But it was just that one shot. So if I'm with my family and somebody I don't know swings on me, I'm not taking that chance. Now, if you came up to me and you started fighting me, I'm not gonna. Of course, I'm not gonna shoot you.
But listen, okay.
Throw hands, but
so I know there's so many different layers to the situation, right? Like, were you totally overwhelmed with aggression and punches that the only thing you could do is kick him, take a step back, draw, and boom, right? And I know we talk a lot about like practicing and timing your draw to first shot, so that's important, right? But I think it's also important to have other means of self-defense and not just lethal force. Not everybody that punches someone in the face deserves to be put down. I've punched a lot of people.
I don't know that if they came up to me and
that's where the problem is you don't know what the intention of the attacker is.
Yeah, it depends.
I get where you're going with this, Dark. I do, because am I going to draw on everybody that would possibly do harm to me? Maybe, but if I'm going to do an immediate risk assessment.
Yeah,
I mean, since I do IT security for a living, I live in risk assessments. I'm going to do an immediate assessment of what's going on. It's going to happen really fast. That's going to make the decision whether I'm going to draw or not. For me, I got two bad knees, a bad back, and a bad shoulder.
Yeah.
My options are very limited at that point.
And it is individual to each person.
Right. But I still practice a kick to try to get separation and a draw.
Yeah.
Because I want separation between me and the other person.
And your weapon and your handgun.
And my weapon, because I'm going to kick and I'm going to draw, and that's all been practiced. Right here in the studio, because I've got a heavy bag for that. But I work my self-defense around my injuries, but my options are very limited. But yes, I have a gun on me. I have a flashlight. I have a knife. Mm-hmm. Those are my minimum that is on me.
Yeah.
And it will depend on what I'm going to draw. It depends on what my assessment of the situation is.
You also have to think about it. Did this guy come up to you? Was it an argument, or did this guy just come up to you, just start swinging on you out of the blue?
Of course. So
you start swinging on you out of the blue, you have no idea what the situation is. So you have to.
If they've been stalking you and sending you handwritten letters to your home. But sorry, Rich. But no. So here's one of the reasons why this has been a conversation lately. Have you guys noticed on YouTube and other platforms, Instagram, Twitter, X, whatever, Rumble even, where there are videos where somebody, is very lightly insulted and then like slapped or punched, and then they're just like, oh, boom, shoot him right away, no question.
That's different because there
I know.
there is an escalation. Oh, did you all see that? Hey, who reported on that?
That was
That was on Fox
literally
News for
in the
that.
same county that we were just talking about, and that was one of the situations I was going to bring up. So here's why I'm, this was a conversation recently. So if you guys look at that situation, right? The guy was, in my opinion, it was not a clean shoot. But I also can't say that I know what he felt in that moment, and I know what I can't say that, right? So he
So
felt like he had to. Well, hold on, let me just get this out real quick.
yeah,
So basically, it was a situation where the guy was he felt cornered. The guy was speaking aggressively to him, and he shot him. The guy lived, and then another situation where a guy swung on somebody, missed. The dude stepped back, pulled out a gun, shot him, and then just walked away. And I'm seeing all these things, and it seems like what is happening, because why would those things be pushed by YouTube and Instagram and all that? It seems to me that whoever is controlling all this and pulling all of these strings is trying to put concealed carry bad in front of as many people as possible.
I don't.
because a swing and a miss on a swing and a miss, my life is not in immediate danger, right?
Yeah.
You missed. My options for lethal force at that point are very limited, right?
Yeah.
I'm probably going to draw. I'm not going to shoot you for it. I'm going to try to keep distance at that point. But yeah, you can't, just because somebody says something and your feelings are hurt, you can't shoot them. If you swing and miss, I can't shoot you because my life was not in immediate danger at that point, right? If you connect, things change a little bit more. But yeah, I agree. I think this goes back to my comment earlier. There are certain things about narratives. If it fits a narrative, they're going to push the crap out of it to restrict your rights.
For sure. Yep. Pre-op says 1v1 unprovoked fights, eyes, throat, jewels, ears, my go-to. So in the past,
anything. Yeah,
Yeah.
like I mean, there's no fair fight.
there's no fair fight. Yeah, literally the same
This
thing.
is not competition. I mean, on
Yeah.
the streets, it is use whatever you can use.
I will bite
Dirt in your
you.
eyes.
I will
Oh, yeah.
break your ribs. I will elbow you in the face. I will bite you. I will punch your
are we
sister.
talking hockey? What are we talking about here?
Minecraft.
Well, yeah, you haven't been following?
Dude, that
Yeah.
guy with the hockey thing was brutal.
Oh, we're talking high kicks.
Yeah, I got kicked in the throat with a skate blade.
Yeah. Don't start what you can't finish. Yeah, I get that. And I'd hesitate to say that was a 3-on-1. There were two guys with the dude that was shot, but they were also standing back, like laughing and watching. It in my opinion, like Brandon, could you say that was a clean shoot? Could you honestly stand back watching what happened and say that was a clean shoot? He was justified. It appears by reviewing the footage that he must have been in fear of immediate bodily harm. And look, I'm not the EDC police, right? I'm just saying that, it's
You
kind
need to
of
be prepared to
sad.
explain this.
Yeah,
you have
absolutely.
you have to look. We don't know what's going through his head.
For sure. He may thought this
and when
dude
you
is.
try something like that,
He may have thought literally this dude is going to kill me. Like, I have no idea what was going through his head. Now, he also very casually pulled the trigger and kind of walked off like, yeah, bitch, take that. It looked punitive, right? Just like Houston,
Wait.
right?
I was gonna say
that. So, okay, perfect example. Was he justified?
Did they ever find that guy?
Yeah, they found him. He
Oh yeah.
his attorney reached out to the police in Houston, and he basically deposited the contents of his Glock 27 into this dude. The first 2 or 3 shots put him down, and then he proceeded to, deposit the rest in his safety deposit box. I don't want your YouTube channel to get hit, but I mean, he installed his JHPs in his face hole, and then threw his coffee mug at his face as he was leaking on the ground. And
stepped over his body and walked out.
yeah, he was absolutely justified, in my opinion.
The
for
guy
first
was
2 or 3
like
shots.
going up and down a diner like this at everybody in a booth, at every
threatening
booth.
them with death, threatening everyone in there with death. Okay, that totally justified.
No, there was a guy in DC recently that there was a bunch of people calling him like, this was racially motivated killing because these two kids tried to carjack these two teenagers tried to carjack the guy, and they opened up the thing, and the guy goes, "I got a gun," and he had his hand in the pocket, so the guy blasted him.
And it was a civilian in DC that was armed.
Yeah.
Is that all?
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, no, DC, you're allowed to carry.
If you're a DC resident, and
No, you can be a Virginia resident and carry.
oh, that's true. I have seen that a couple times, but prior to them being shall issue, it was really
It was really
difficult.
tough. So yeah, so this guy got blasted, and then like now they're like, oh, he took too far. The dude, said he had a gun, opened the door, said, "I got a gun." Get out of the car.
Yeah,
So
no, that's
I'm not giving anyone that warning.
nope.
he didn't
Yeah.
get blasted him.
And I'm with that. Hold on, exactly, DLD. I'm not inviting anyone, but if you run up on and want to tussle with me, I ain't saying I would win, but I ain't sure you would want to F around and find out. 100%. I have literally gone through exhausting street fights while having a handgun in my waistband the entire time. Now, I am not saying that that is the thing to do during those incidents, that and it was way earlier than the statute of limitations, whatever that is. But it was, I had to defend myself, and I chose physical force instead of lethal force. And then there was a moment after I was totally exhausted, wiped out, had fled, ran away, and the dude was running around looking for me with a rock. And I was to the point where I literally puked. I could not run or fight
Oh,
anymore.
shoot.
I was totally wiped out. Adrenaline dump was wearing off because the fight went on so long. And I had already left because I was done. He had a buddy jumped in, and there's more to this story. But basically, I went around the house and I hid behind a bush and I drew my handgun because I literally physically could not fight anymore. Had already puked, I mean, I was like shaking. I could not fight anymore if I wanted to. And he was looking for me with a rock. And I was like, look, if he continues to come after me now, he wants more than just a fight, especially with a weapon. Absolutely would have used lethal force, no question. Thank God he, changed his mind, turned around. But in that situation, I met, ordinary force with ordinary force. Now I'm going to hose him down with pepper spray, and then, he may get another chance to fight another day, or maybe he'll change his mind and be like, holy shit, I never want to be hosed down with hot sauce again. I don't know. I'm not saying what's right, but it was those situations based on what was happening at that time. I made those calls. Would I make a different call now? Maybe. Like you said, if I'm with my family, maybe. But I'm seeing that people get clocked once and their ego is making them draw and fire instead of their fear of, grievous bodily harm and or death.
So, and let me say, I said the same thing to somebody. I'm like, I would take a fist to the face, a broken nose, and walk away. And the guy said to me, he's like, how do you know that's where they'll stop?
Of course, it has to be
I'm like,
evaluated real time.
Yeah, it does. And you don't know. Just what you should always remember is I was in fear for my life.
Yeah.
Crump, don't give advice like that, Crump. If you were in fear for your life, remember this very powerful word, attorney.
Yeah.
That's all.
Yes.
And make sure your GOA membership's paid up.
Yeah.
I'm not really
FBC.
GOA. Like you probably have some type of concealed carry insurance or whatever.
Yeah, that too. And also remember that you can't, well, it's not best to just be silent. It's best to usually invoke your Fifth Amendment right of silence. Just saying.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, it's just something that was on my mind. It was fresh because look, I've seen a lot of ego shootings, and man, like that one in it wasn't a shooting, but man, that video in was it the Bronx in New York? It was a fist fight, and the dude pulled out a karambit, and the guy didn't see it, so he's thinking he's going into a fist fight, and the dude ducked down, and he was a tall dude, so he went over him and grabbed him like he was gonna slam him. Well, he didn't know that the dude was going underneath of him going to work. He hooked his gut and the dude just leaked
Karambit.
out, died right there.
Yeah, karambit can be deadly.
6 liters of blood. 6 liters of blood. And this
Oh.
dude just painted the sidewalk, and that's what it was brutal. But he wasn't looking at his hands and his waistband and his pockets, and you have to be paying attention to absolutely everything in a situation like that, which is also where's your family.
Well, and that's one of the problems we have right now. I mean,
Everyone's
I
like
like
this.
to always, I always like talking to, I have the gas station analogy. How many times you pull into a gas station, there's someone pumping gas with earbuds in, completely rocking out while they're filling their car out, and have no clue what the hell's going on around them.
Yep.
It's like, it's tough to remember, but I've been getting out of the car and locking the doors when I'm solo.
Yeah.
And typically the reason is I'm carrying something substantial also in my car. And I don't want anybody getting a hold of that or my car.
And recently there were a whole bunch of I don't know if it's 5 pints. It looked like 6 liters to me. Anyway, maybe it's 5 pints that you can survive without or something, or that's the point that you can't survive without immediate attention. I don't recall, but an ass load of blood. How about that? So there were these reports like nationwide of people that were in the summer going out to pump the gas.
Hold on. Are you talking about how many
much blood the human body?
The 10 pints of blood, 1.2 to 5, like 1.5 gallons, so 10 pints.
Can you give me a conversion in liters?
To liters?
Yeah.
Come on, dude.
Dude, the only metric system I know is grams, ounces, and pounds and kilos, right?
And we all know metric system didn't get you to the moon. 10 pints is 5.6 liters.
Okay, so almost 6 liters. I was not too terribly far off. Okay, but there's my ego. Okay, so going back to it, there were all these reports like nationwide of people pulling up to get gas in the summertime, and they were leaving their windows down and or their doors unlocked. And what would happen is dudes would come up to the passenger side and they would pop the door, grab a purse, a bag, a backpack, or whatever, and then be out of there. And this was like cell phones, purses, guns, so many things were popping up stolen. So I was like, man, when I'm pumping gas, I'm looking around everywhere.
Oh
Yeah, I got my head on a swivel because there's and that's the thing about a gas station. There's a lot of activity going on. There's cars coming in, there's cars going out. People are getting in the cars, out of the cars. They're going in to go grab a candy bar. There's a lot of crap going on. I am always looking around.
Yeah, mostly
for the most part,
for young women, MILFs, things like that to look at, but also for safety reasons too.
For the most part, it's if you're an older guy like any one of us, meaning we're not going out on dates and stuff like that, it's easy to say, hey, get your gas at something like Costco where there's a lot of people, do it during the daytime, that kind of thing. But sometimes you're traveling, sometimes you're road tripping, and it's going to be 2 a.m. at a place you've never been before.
Yeah.
And that's why, keep your eyes out, be aware of what's going on.
A thing that you guys can out there seriously consider doing is if you are coming to a place that is foreign to you and you're getting gas or going to a store, to be as safe and aware as possible, what you do is you in advance draw your gun and temple index and just walk around the store with the temple index. Pump your gas with the temple index. Just to make sure people know not to. I'm just joking. I'm sorry. I'm totally joking. Bad advice. I'm done.
Yeah, don't do that.
But what you do instead is you go into your trunk, pull your plate carrier out, and just put it on, and pump your gas.
Bingo. Yeah, throw on your
There you
gun
go.
belt, plate carrier.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, did you guys see that picture I sent you of the dude in full kit and his identifying patch said Discord admin? Oh my god, I died laughing. Like, that is the coolest patch ever, because that is totally the dude that will be in full kit wearing a Boba Fett mask and say Discord admin. Like, that's your. Oh man. By the way, I got another radio, Crump. We can sync our radios.
All right. I think
So, Jason, thank you for joining us.
Temple Index
no
at Walmart.
problem.
Yeah, let's talk about the Rogue Banshee. What are some things you got going on? What are some future projects you got?
But now that I got 15 minutes left. Okay.
Yeah, man. I'm sorry.
10.
Yeah, it's all good, man. It's always good. It's always good talking to you. Yeah, I just what's funny, I have on the channel, like the channel just freaking just skyrocketed recently.
Oh yeah.
And it's skyrocketed, and what's funny is it's all the old content.
You can criticize it if you want.
Now you're making me feel bad, because like after SHOT Show, I think I deleted like 900 videos off my channel.
Yeah, most of them have my voice on it.
Yeah, mine were still they were disassembly and reassembly videos, and I've been thinking about redoing them, but like I've got a Glock video that's getting ready to hit 200,000 views right
Wow.
now. So
what kind of Glock video?
I think it was just a generic slide disassembly video.
So how did YouTube take that? I mean, did they demonetize it, or?
Oh, it's not monetized. It's well, actually, it's limited monetization. I'm looking for it
Gotcha.
right now.
Which is essentially demonetized.
It's essentially not monetized.
So a lot of people are looking for those types of videos, because they, for so long, when we're building years past, that's where we found great solid information, like Marine Gun Builder and all the others that we know, the Rogue Banshee. Putang has a lot of excellent videos too, but we were kind of forced to take them down. So maybe doing a cleaning, disassembly.
Well, yeah, and that's all my new videos are deep cleaning videos. So I just found it. It's the step-by-step Glock assembly video for the everyday person. Currently rolling at 194,992.
Those are likely desperate P80 builders that are trying to find information.
Well, it's funny because in the comments, I get comments will this work for a P80? And I'm like, I am not answering that comment. You are not getting an answer to that. And I just might delete your comment, because you're going to get the video taken down.
Yeah, I mean, if you're building a Polymer 80 and you don't know if general Gen 3 Glock information will work, like, come on, dude. Come on.
Yeah. Yeah. But no,
will this work
it's just
for
funny.
a Toyota Corolla?
Yeah. So no, it's just the older content's just kind of coming back, and it's for me, I love it. I love seeing people going out and working on their firearms. I mean, that's the whole reason why I started the channel. The channel actually just hit 6 years old a couple of days ago.
Oh wow!
From when I started it.
And for you guys that don't know, Rogue Banshee was named in congressional documents.
He was.
Oh yeah. He's Senate famous.
Yes, he is Senate famous.
Congress loves me.
So
at least a couple.
Jason, what would your mom and wife say about these things?
About what things?
I want to frame it.
About you being called out on the Senate floor.
I'm gonna guess he didn't share it.
It's funny because my wife is like, why does any of this even matter? Right? I mean, don't we have like more important things to deal with in the country? My
You
mom
mean our
is-
Senate
my-
shouldn't be effing around with stupid stuff like this?
Pretty much.
And when I'm talking to my wife, I'm like, "Yeah, Justice Department's trying to gag me, so I'm fighting back, sending lawyers to Florida." My wife's like, "Okay,
What do you want for dinner?
yeah, okay,
It's like pass the salt.
Yeah.
yeah." She's just so used to it.
but no,
It's
it's,
like-
it,
It's
just
one more story. Like somebody came up to my wife and was like, "You know, your husband's suing the governor." This is when we had our last governor in Virginia with a Democrat. She's like, "Do you know your husband's suing the government?" She's like, "No." And they're like, Do you want to know why?" She's like,
No.
It's going to happen again. So
You may as well ask her if she wants to hear about string theory when John can't
Yeah.
sleep.
if I had
So-
John Crump money, I'd sue the government too.
I don't. I mean, I get people to pay for it.
That,
I tried. It's funny because I tried doing that with the YouTube letter, and nobody's interested in picking that one up.
yeah, Crump, I wouldn't lead with that in a public setting, but that's just me. Let me back up a little bit though. All right, so for all of you guys
what
that
I'm
don't
saying,
know,
what I'm saying is, people call me up and go, "Hey,
we'll support you.
we need a plaintiff that wants to do this." I'm like, "All right."
Put me down. Yeah.
I'm
Wait.
there.
When you called me and you were like, "Hey, do you want to be listed on this Senate letter?" I was like, "Yeah." You want to be listed on this amicus brief? Yeah. Some people said no, out of fear of retribution for the government. Okay, so
You know what's funny? I got that text. I didn't get to read that text on time. And by the time I read it, it was too late because I would have been on it. I would have been
yeah,
like, hell yeah.
it was
So
a very
that-
short, small window.
Yeah, that was an amicus brief. That was an interesting week. So Crump, Matt Hoover, Erica, and myself were named on that to be silenced, to have whatever items we possess destroyed in reference to the case, and any fines the court saw fit.
Yeah,
So I got to say, GOA swings a big bat.
yep. You could call it a bat.
Well, I do want to thank Rob Olson and Steven Stambolia, because they were gonna, and also the other attorneys, Eric Friday, all those guys that worked on it, Ron Chook, all those guys, because they were gonna all do it for free until GOA stepped in.
That's awesome.
Florida Carry stepped in and was like, "Well, we'll cover part of it." GOA covered part of it, so yeah. But
First thing
the
I'm sure.
lawyers, they were all going to do it for free.
So
Yeah,
I know
that's
we're
pretty baller.
Yeah, no, we got to show them some love, man. And everyone out there, like that little 25, $35 a month, man, makes all the difference.
$25-$35 a year.
Year.
Oh, I'm paying it every month. I
Yeah,
just
yeah,
do
you're
that.
a Patriot member.
Am I? I am a patriot. I'm just kidding. I do have a problem with people that call themselves patriot. I mean, I get it. Yeah. Okay, so I want to hit this really quickly. Okay, so for those of you out there that don't know, okay, if this is your first time seeing the Rogue Banshee is a YouTube OG. Okay,
Very
he
OG.
is very OG. He is a gun building and modifying like machine. This dude is incredible.
Actually,
is
he
part
was
of,
an FFL.
He was an
Yeah, was
FFL.
it?
He
had
is
one of the best videos on the MUP One.
Yep,
Mhm.
on the
Mhm.
320 MUP One.
Until Congress found it and took it down.
Yeah, when I
They did do
built
that.
my first MUP One, I used Jason's video.
Oh yeah, I watched your video
So-
probably 100 times while I.
So
while
what's
I
funny
drove
is
it out.
I'm looking on the other bench. I am actually filming the new MUP One video over at Freedom Crew University right now.
So that's the other thing I was going to hit on too, is that for people that don't know, Rogue Banshee is also one of the. Now I'm the head instructor, which I think they made that name just to, make
Just
it
screw with your head.
fellatio adjacent, right? So screw you
I
guys.
charge you guys for advertising.
Well, I'm,
joking.
it's for him. It's
Oh,
not,
wait.
You think we're making
John
money
is
on
the
Freedom Crew?
only not
Yeah.
Freedom Crew University member.
That's true. That's true.
Instructor.
right.
Hey, I had the opportunity, but I did not take it.
Yeah, he doesn't have time for that stuff.
I just don't have time.
You've had the same gun building stuff sitting on your benches for like the last 2 years. No, I'm kidding. Okay, so
On his air hockey table.
he is the Rogue Banshee is also one of the certified instructors with Freedom Crew University, which is Marine Gun Builder, the Rogue Banshee, Flying Rich, Banshees Go Boom, Shogun Customs, Tactical Trash Panda, Angry
Babyface
Sarge,
P.
Babyface
Angry Sarge,
P,
yeah.
the AK Builder. Dude, there's so many incredible people that are part of this, and I probably missed somebody, and I'm sorry, I'm just going off in memory. But
Well, yourself.
I'm gonna
oh yeah,
ask.
and me too.
You're from
Scotland.
Scotland. The guy that does some of my editing and some of my other videos, he's from Scotland. Are you him? Under a different account?
Are you the only person in Scotland?
My favorite gun.
It's my island.
Yeah. But anyway, what I'm saying is the Rogue Banshee has earned a spot to be one of the authorities on anything firearm related. And if he doesn't know, he has the heart of a student. He's going to learn, he's going to find it out, and he's going to learn it to the level of the ability to teach it. So show him some respect, dust off the red carpet, and show some love.
There's another three-way. Actually, Crump and Jason and myself are all techies, and you're not.
Yeah. Well, I can.
I don't like saying. Oh, they're from three ways here.
Yeah, it sounds really.
I
weird.
was just letting that one go by, but
Yeah.
since you picked it up on it and ran
It's
with
been
it.
it's been a little while since I've been involved in a three-way, but man, good times. I'm just saying, show him the respect that's due. And look at his content. Go follow him on YouTube. Follow him on Instagram. Follow him on all over on what Utreon, Rumble. What else you got?
BitChute, Brighteon. I'm on a bunch of stuff. The only thing I'm really not on anymore is TikTok because I got a lifetime ban over there.
Yeah, I've never downloaded.
And then on
the app.
January 1st, it being a Montana resident, we're not allowed to use TikTok.
Nice.
Nice.
TikTok is Satan spawn.
Oh, totally.
Chinese spyware.
Yeah, I mean, what's not Chinese spyware nowadays, right? Even your Goonbeam could be Chinese spyware for all we know. Which, by the way, shout out to Goonbeam. It's the best flashlight company in the world. Okay, I'm going to stop talking. I just wanted to show Rogue Banshee some love because sometimes people jump in chats that may not know who someone is, and they may kind of just listen and get their first impression. But when you hear somebody sucking themselves off, it's not as fun. When you hear somebody sucking someone else off, you're like, oh, I should listen to this guy. So I figured I would, suck off the Rogue Banshee.
Thanks.
Confirmed. Yeah, in the most non-homo way possible. You just lost 2 viewers when I said that.
All right.
I'm looking at my analytics. I just dropped 500 subscribers because you're talking.
Yeah, right.
We got about 2 minutes left here, but I do want to ask specifically Rich about this. What do you think about Louis Rossman getting multiple strikes on his channel?
Oh, he did?
Yeah,
because I didn't realize what was going on because he said something like, hey, I may not be here very long or it's going to change the nature.
Yeah.
I didn't realize what was going on.
He made an app so you can follow your favorite YouTube creator. So if they get canceled, the app would direct you to whoever.
Futo is the company that he works for. They came out with a number of different apps, and one of the apps is like the voice to text app for your Android. And it works without an internet connection and actually does things really well. The other product they're coming out with, or I think it's an early release or whatever. I don't want to say beta, but that you can follow a personality across multiple platforms. So if they get canceled from one platform, you can still see their content on other locations.
So if you find someone on YouTube and you fall in love with the channel, you fall in love with the content creator, you watch all their stuff, on this app, it will actually show you that content creator and anyone you follow on every single platform that they publish.
Yes.
So you now only need to go to one app for 10, 15,
Correct.
20 places of entertainment.
Yeah, and if they
So-
get canceled, you don't lose track of them. But so YouTube struck him for talking about his app. So now he's not allowed to talk about his app.
Wow.
Nice.
Good thing he created
Wow.
an app for.
Well, I think
Now-
it also bypasses the monetization on a channel too.
Hey, there's tools for that. I've actually I've succumbed, and I now pay for YouTube Prime. But I was running an app, a Docker container that basically allows me to watch YouTube without commercials.
But can you watch it with your phone blacked out and listen
No.
to it like a podcast? That's one of the good things about. Look, I'm you know me. I canceled every single platform that hates us, right? But I do pay $15. It works. It took me to Dark's OnlyFans.
So I was laughing at.
Shh, don't say anything.
Oh, by the way, GJ, I got your message. I sent you my number to call me. I just haven't heard from you.
Yeah, DJ, come on, get on it. You can with Brave. Okay, nice. Yeah, that's cool. I've been paying the whatever it is, $15 or whatever for a while. I don't care. I look, YouTube is part of the beast. The Alphabet, Google, YouTube, they are literally walking lockstep, hand in hand with the federal government, and they hate you and want you dead if you are. I'm sorry, we're on your channel, not mine. I'll be quiet.
Yeah. All right, guys. So that's it. Thank you for joining me. Like I said, I haven't done a video in a couple days on my main channel just because stuff. Just I've been feeling well and stuff like that. So I just wanted to do a video and talk to you guys. So I'll be back to normal uploading tomorrow and everything else like that. So yeah. So Rich, tell everyone where they can find you.
So the main hub of all of my links is flyingrich.com, but I am Flying Rich on YouTube, Flying Rich Firearms on YouTube, Flying Rich _official on the grams, and that's a really good way to DM me as opposed to knocking on my door or sending me handwritten notes.
Yeah.
Dark, tell everyone where they can find you.
Let's let the Rogue Banshee go. He
goes last.
No, you go.
Yes.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So I'm Dark with DLD After Dark. That's my YouTube channel. Also DLD After Dark on Instagram, Twitter, Rumble, everything else. I am starting to do Rumble streams more often. And if you guys really want a really fun time, what you do is you go to Rumble, okay? And this is coming from a guy that, like, I would not jump off YouTube for anything, okay?
Rumble adverse?
Yes. I've totally changed my stance on it. Go to Rumble, okay? Search these words, uncensored podcast, and you are going to find that every week on Monday at 10 p.m. Eastern, me, Crump, and Rich have an uncensored podcast.
Discussion that was banned from YouTube.
Oh, absolutely. And it's awesome. So check it out. Also, I own dldhardware.com, which is for gun building stuff and stuff.
And you're not supposed to say the .com. Thank you.
Oh, yeah. They don't care anymore, I don't think.
All right. Rogue Banshee, you have the last word.
Yeah, for me, you can reach me on YouTube at the Rogue Banshee, Instagram at the Rogue Banshee Media, not the Rogue Banshee, because I got locked out of that account. I can't get back in. And of course, Instagram does not want to help me back on that one. But you can also get to my webpage at www.trb.fyi. But yeah, just if you're interested in some good content to build guns, check out Freedom Crew University, because all my old stuff that got taken down from YouTube is over there.
That's really cool. Any last words to the people out there?
Always be carrying.
And with that, we are gone. Bye.